Hi everyone, this is For the Love of Comics, and in this video we'd like to address one of our most popular, most frequent, most common viewer requests, that for a comics collection video, a tour of our bookshelves. And we know this is a very common YouTube feature and a lot of people enjoy these, but I've still been reluctant, and the reason I've been reluctant is because I haven't really been sure about how I would do it, which is to say, what value would I bring to it? I could just run the camera over every single shelf over here and maybe read aloud the spines and the titles that you yourself can see, but I'm not sure what that would contribute. I like talking about books, but if I was to talk about every single book, it would take a long time, and that's what I'm doing with the individual videos anyway, is what I think, is focusing on a book, talking about its narrative, talking about its history, its style, so on and so forth. And so what is the purpose of a general overview of everything when you can't go into any detail is one of the first questions I had. The other thing is that my collection, although it's got a number of books and comics in it, is by no means a record-breaking collection. There are lots and lots of people out there on YouTube and otherwise whose collections are way bigger and dwarf and eclipse mine by quite a lot. And it's also not like I have a very valuable collection. I don't collect first appearances and number ones and key issues. I don't have any CGC or otherwise slabbed comics, and I certainly don't buy comics as an investment to sell later. The only parameter for my entire collection is stuff that I love to read and I've enjoyed reading, or things that I'm looking forward to reading in the case of those books that I haven't yet gotten to. I have bought a lot of comics in my life and my collection has grown over the years, but it's also shrunk in certain ways because there have been books that I haven't enjoyed as much, and there have been books that I haven't thought that I'm ever going to return to. So I've sold them off or traded them or gifted them to friends, and so there's always a constant culling going on with the collection as well as addition in order to prevent it from just being hoarding. Our collection at the end of the day only represents our own sensibilities, what we like, what we enjoy, what nudges us in which direction, and it's very idiosyncratic. This extends to the way that we store things. It's not in any logical order. There is no semblance other than if things happen to be in a series, then of course they'll come together. But authors are spread all over the place. Publishers are spread all over the place. Even though we try to put things together, it's just, there's no controlling it. It just goes haywire. So there's no particular lesson that I can teach on how one should collect and how one should store and how one should take care of things. There are no glass doors on any of these shelves. Nothing is stored in a way that it isn't accessible immediately. And although there are some books that are in plastic bags, like all of the single issues are, it's not really something that I can maintain for very long. So it ends up being haphazard as well. Some things are in bags, some things are not in bags. Honestly, I don't like plastic bags. Dust over where I live is quite a problem, and it can gather at incredible speeds, so you want to try to protect your books, but at the same time, I don't like the look of the plastic. I don't like the look of bagged books. I like them to be out there in the open, not behind closed doors. These are very peculiar things to me, and so therefore, my collection might actually irritate people. It might make people say I'm doing things wrong and I shouldn't be treating things one way or the other, and I honestly don't care, because I have them in the way that I like them. The single most common parameter is actually size. All of the comics are arranged according to where they fit. Now over there, it might be by author if I get authors' books who are all part of the same format or the same editions, usually by publisher. But even then, it's very fragmented and things are all over the place. I have to remember what the size of a certain book was, which format I have it in order to go and find where it is on my shelves. So I don't even have anything to teach as far as organizational strategy is concerned, or what a good way of putting your books are. I think it's very individualistic, and every collection will reflect the collector's approach to reading and accessing. And in my case, that's I want everything out in the open. I don't want anything behind doors. I don't want anything behind glass cabinets. I want things to be something I can grab and pull off the shelves and read easily. And although I have a couple of omnibus editions, I'm not that big a fan of big, fat, thick, expensive hardcovers, which again are something that people like to see in these videos. I go in the opposite direction. I like slim hardcovers. I like the original hardcovers that were first published when a book first came out, and those are the things that I like to collect. And that's because I find them to be the easiest to read. Of all the books that I own, there are fatter books, there are omnibuses, there are thicker volumes that I know are great value for money, and they put 17 or 20 stories together, and there are cases in which I buy those because they're the only way to have those stories, the only way to have that reading. But if there are other viable ways, those are the ones I would prefer. Because for me personally, it's very hard to sit down with a thick, big, fat book and read it from cover to cover. It almost never happens. It's something beautiful that sits on your shelves. It's something you take out and show to guests like a coffee table book, but it's not something you're reading. And for me, at least, the most important thing about my entire collection, that it has to be absolutely readable at all points of time. So these are all the various reasons why I haven't been enthusiastic about doing a collection video. However, two things are making me reconsider this. One, by my count, this is our 48th upload, and I really wanted to do something special for the 50th, and I can't think of anything more special than giving my viewers what they've been asking for. Interacting with a new group of people because of this channel has been one of the greatest pleasures, and if that's what people want, I think I owe it to them. And the second reason is, over the next couple of weeks, I've got a number of family and work commitments that are going to interfere with my upload schedule. The videos I usually make, the edition comparisons and the what is introductions, take a fair amount of time for me as far as setup and scripting and shooting and editing is concerned, and that's just not something I'm going to be able to do for the next few weeks. So it seems like a perfect opportunity for me to give the viewers what they've been asking for with slightly lower bandwidth type of videos, which I should be able to upload on a more regular basis. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my entire collection, which is broken up over several shelves, and upload a video of 1 or 2 shelves at a time. That way I'll be able to talk a little bit about some of the books over there, and it won't just be a boring run through of the spines. At the same time, it won't be a 3.5-hour video block that I'm asking someone to watch and listen to me drone on and on in. Very soon you'll see the first upload of shelf 1, and then I'll do shelf 2, and amazingly after that I'll follow it up with shelf 3, and so on until I'm done with all the shelves. There are a couple of small shelves, and then there are some half shelves which are sharing their space with pros, and so I'll try to group them together instead of fragmenting it too much. However, please don't expect any kind of system. As I said before, these are going to be completely chaotic. I'm going to be returning to authors I've covered before. I'm going to get to later volumes before I get to earlier volumes, just based on the shelf that I've got those books in. So there you have it, a very quick update on what to expect from For the Love of Comics over the next couple of weeks. I hope you enjoyed these upcoming shelf tours. I hope I get to figure out how I'm exactly going to carry them out. If you haven't already, subscribe and hit that notification bell to be informed as soon as I have an upload up. And as always, in this video and the subsequent ones, please let me have all your advice and suggestions in the comments below. I hope you're looking forward to these videos, and I'll see you soon on For the Love of Comics.